Hey everybody, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What are we talking about this time? Well, Silent Hill Ascension came out on Halloween as the web series interactive Silent Hill show where you can be a part of the series and vote for what happens and how it goes along. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure game, but you do it as a group. It is free to experience, and it does include microtransactions such as the Founder Pack. And this one features a season pass, access to all the in-game puzzles, and some in-game cosmetics, and exclusive emotes and stuff like that, right? But Silent Hill fans took to Twitter, or X, whichever one you want to call it, and Reddit, to express their frustrations with Ascension, complaining that there's something of a pay-to-win issue here. So basically how this game works is Ascension is the framework of Ascension is voting as a group in real time to determine what happens next. As Polygon reports, though, viewers spend what are called influence points, or IP, to sway the decisions. Problem is you can pay real money to obtain the digital currency. And the more IP you have, the more sway you have in decisions. GenVid CEO Jacob Novak previously had told Polygon that doesn't automatically mean you can just outspend your fellow Silent Hill fans in order to sway the decisions. Sounds like you probably can. I think if you spent more money than the other guy and put all your points into one decision, you could outsway them. I guess maybe if the free people put it a little bit more, then maybe the thing, but then you just go buy more currency until your opinion wins the day. Smogtown, which is a Twitter user, wrote, "I think the worst thing about Silent Hill Ascension is the currency. The whole point of the web series is to vote on what happens. But voting is done by this digital currency. So why vote at all if the wealthiest get to decide?" Exactly. So others have pointed out that you cannot access some puzzles early if you do not have the season pass. A Redditor posted a screenshot of the situation in question, lamenting everything is money, always money. That's what he said. Or he or she said. After waiting so long to get this, they added, and the episode was horrible too. Quick time events were laggy, story was bad, animation looked ugly, and the more money you have, the more choice you have to get the vote to win. So disappointed. While microtransactions have been the biggest pain of contention, fans of Silent Hill have also expressed their apprehensions about the other new games in development. One wrote, "Doesn't fill me with confidence about the Silent Hill 2 remake, I won't lie," said Redditor Fizzy. Although a reply correctly points out that Silent Hill 2 remake is being made by an entirely different developer, which is true. That's Bloober Team is making that. Another Redditor expressed frustration just not over the microtransactions, but rather that they argue that it was the worst use of time and effort they have ever seen. The time and effort of this could have very easily went into a 68-hour game experience instead of a 25-hour viewing experience. The CEO responded to IGN with a lengthy statement claiming, among other things, that the notion that users can win by paying is generally false, while attempting to explain the studio's view on the game's mechanic. He says, and I'll try to summarize this, it's pretty long, but he says all decisions and all content are free. There's no video content behind a paywall. Every day, goals and certain puzzles unlock for free. These puzzles stack. Day 1 had 1 level, day 2 has 2, day 10 will have 10 levels. Video on demand content, which also grants points, is free, and so by day 10, there will be many videos available for free. This is consistent with what we have said. The economy will grow as the product grows. And people are used to products where everything is available on day 1. By the time you reach day 100, there will be 300 videos available, all of which grant free IP as an example. The notion that users can win by paying is generally false. As you can see, decisions are already in the millions. We are creating a community-based product with the growth of having millions of people participate easily and freely The influence point packs are intentionally small to prevent an individual user from overwhelming decisions. Instead, IAP packs are focused on cosmetic unlocks and collections that are completely and voluntarily unrelated to the narrative control. And he says some other stuff about people can log in to get points and things like that. So they are making a lot of Silent Hill games, right? I think the one from Bloober Team will be fine. I think it'll be good. Bloober Team does a pretty okay job with games. Some are better than others. And then we have the Silent Hill F, which is a completely new game, right? And then we have Townfall, which is we don't know what that is. So, we'll see how these other games come to turn out. But, I mean, for Jacob here, he's just trying to save face. That's all he's trying to do. I mean, because have you played any game that has whales in them? Because you know what whales do? They spend the most amount of money possible to buy the most amount of whatever it is, so they win, right? Or that they have the best things. If there's an option to buy IP packs to sway decisions in your favor, these people, it doesn't matter how small the packs are, they will buy as many as they need to sway their influence one way or the other. That's all there is to it, right? That's all there is. It doesn't matter how many free points you give out there or this and that, or how you want to sugarcoat, this turd. You can sprinkle as much sugar on it, but it's still a piece of shit. Okay. And people can tell, like, this isn't worth their time. And what's going to happen is, and which is probably what the developer wants. They won't say it, but what they want is everybody else to kind of fizzle out, the people that aren't going to pay money, and the people that are going to pay money for the season passes and the IP packs, they want them to stick around and sway the decisions, right? And that's how a lot of those games, not every game, but a lot of those games with whales in them stick around. Is because those individuals stick around and they buy, they basically help the game stay in development by all the crap they buy on it, right? While everybody else is like, goes in there and go, wow, I have such a disadvantage, I'm out. But it doesn't matter. The whales fight the whales, the rich versus the rich is basically what it ends up being. And that's how the game goes. And you're pretty much, everyone else is kind of just whatever. And sometimes I feel like they develop some games, not every game, but some games for that purpose. And this game seems to be the way they've microtransactioned it, from what I can tell. And I haven't played Ascension or looked at it, or I don't know if you play it or if you watch it, I'm not sure, but I was never really interested. I love Silent Hill, but I wasn't interested in the Ascension one. But yeah, I mean, it would seem like, sure, to a regular person, it may feel like you're swaying the decision, and they won't know any different. But on the back end, you have those people with the money, with the funds, that are going to buy enough to sway the decision one way or another. So really, it's kind of like, my vote doesn't count. Even though you counted my vote, ultimately, it doesn't count. It's like the Electoral College.
Welcome to America.
Shane, what do you think about all this?
This is the absolute definition of play to win. How would you not see it that way? You're literally buying votes. Instead of buying other people's votes, you're buying them and then giving them out to sway things towards your want. That's the definition of play to win, pay to win. It's just a load of crap this guy is spewing out his sphincter mouth. And anybody who goes, he's fine, he ain't lying. Why would he lie? Why would he lie? He don't need to lie. He's a liar. It's pay to win. I mean, that's literally what it is. You are purchasing the ability to outbid, outvote other people. Well, I only get 3 votes for that dollar. You spent $25, jackwad, to use those votes. So that's exactly what it is. I'm with you. I have not. I want nothing to do with Ascension. It's just nothing for me there, especially with the pay to win crap. That's not what I want from a game. I want real Silent Hill. And the Blooper team is fine. They've done some decent stuff, but this is ridiculous. Now, granted, I don't put this whole transaction thing on them. It's most definitely a higher up, just trying to milk it out. But you are right. I believe these are the kind of games that are made specifically just to induce large cash flows with little work. And that's exactly what they're doing here. And anybody who buys there, it's not a pay to win. It's just they're blind, plain and simple. Because literally, the description of it is the description of pay to win. I mean, so you only voted 3 times and Belly voted 1 time with his free one. You voted 3 and you paid for it. The odds of you getting your side, your choice, is higher now. Plain and simple. It's just mathematics. And I'm an idiot, and I know, I know that's math. Math works. So the whole concept behind this thing is a scam, in my opinion. I do not like it. If it was just purely a entertaining voting thing, like many people watching, 700,000 hit left, the other 300,000 hit right. All right, left wins. That's where everything should go. It should not be a financial thing. And to me, it seems like a big advertisement for the Silent Hill franchise. But you're paying to get advertised to. And I don't like the way this works. It's just ridiculous. But, again, I know that these decisions are made by certain people, and those are the same people that are ruining the gaming industry. So, but the good news is I don't have to worry about it, because after this news, I will never bring up this goddamn thing again until Silent Hill 2 comes out and it's filled with microtransactions. To see the mutilated nurses whose heads in their vagina, please insert $3. To see Pyramid Head, please give me firstborn.
Yeah, so this guy says basically that he's saying that this is the inconsistency with the fan reaction IP packs are really only good for helping you unlock rewards if you care about rewards for your avatar. They aren't good for changing decisions as an individual. As an audience size grows and decision sizes grow from millions to tens of millions to hundreds of millions, this will only continue to be the case. So, I mean, he's basically saying, like, as more people vote, it takes more votes to sway a decision. No shit, Sherlock. And so, but
wow, that's math.
But that's only if the audience grows. If the audience dwindles down to Bob and Tom, whichever one has the most money and IP points to put into a vote, that's where it wins.
And it doesn't even have to dwindle. It can still skyrocket up. That just means you got a-holes out there dropping more money to influence their way of voting, their way of thinking. Correct. That's all it is. Don't blow that Silent Hill foghorn up my ass and call it love, because that's not what it is. It's bullshit. That is such a lie. It is such a blatant bend you over, grab your cankles, and drive it home lie.
Right. And it seems like from fan reactions, and again, I haven't seen Ascension, so I can't tell you personally. It seems like people aren't really that excited for Ascension, having watched the first 2, I think, episodes that are out now, or whatever the hell they're doing with it. Um, people don't seem that interested in it. I mean, they might have been at first, but after watching it, they seem like it's a boring thing that they don't really care about. So I don't see. I don't know. Besides trying to make a quick buck, and this is just coming from me personally, just without just trying to make a quick buck or make as much cash as you can as quickly as possible before it dies out. I don't see something like this living on beyond a year at the most, right? And that's giving it some some wiggle room there. It probably won't last that long, but a game, something like this, regardless of it being Silent Hill, something like this, a web series that people can vote on, people are not, their attention spans are short. They're not that, unless it was like the best thing since sliced bread, their attention span to this is not going to remain. Besides the people that want to spend money and just do this as for fun, right? Those whales out there that just likes to do that type of stuff. That's the only people that are going to retain in this show, which they may not retain them for that long, right? And so, it just seems to me like this was a way to, like you said, kind of promote Silent Hill, and at the same time get as much money as they could in the short amount of time as they could, because they knew that, you know what, this is probably not going to last that long, but we can get as much money as we can out of people before we kill it off, right? Little work, big payout. That's how I feel like it. I just don't see this sticking around. Like, I would be surprised if by this time next year, season 2 or whatever the hell they do of Silent Hill Ascension is still a thing. I just don't see it happening.
Will not happen. Silent Hill was a huge franchise. I love Silent Hill. You love Silent Hill. But it's been gone a long time. And this is the kind of load of crap they're trying to do to bring the series back. So they don't have the breadth of players that Resident Evil has. They don't. It's a fact. It's not to demean Silent Hill, but they don't, because for good or bad, and there's been a lot of bad, Resident Evil has stuck around, and Silent Hill has not. So I mean,
well, that's because Konami rather do Plinko machines than make.
That's true.
Take their IPs and actually make, because they have a lot of good IPs.
They
just like take them all and they put them in the toilet and they go
bye.
Instead of, they try to do Contra, which the Contra Rogue Corps that they made like last year, the year before last, which that was a freaking disaster. They just came out with the Metal Gear trilogy
collection,
which I think it's done pretty well, but
it's just really bad. It's just a really bad thing they've done with that collection, because it costs too much.
Yeah, it is expensive.
They're not good. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 1 apparently is now. I want to buy it. I just got to be able to justify it. And right now, Metal Gear Solid 1 apparently it doesn't look as good as it did on the original PlayStation with that emulator. Now, 2 and 3 are supposed to look movie better, plus the original NES versions. Now, you also get the European version of 1 and some other stuff, but it's truly just a milk on that. They're just milking it. Now, they are remaking 3 of all the games. Don't get me wrong. 3 is probably my favorite, but it seems like a really odd one to choose to remake. Why not just remake 1? Is a licensing thing because of Kojima? I don't know, but Konami has some of the greatest lined ups, but they just piss them away. I mean, straight up whip it out.
They have some of the greatest games, IPs, Castlevania, Contra, Metal Gear Solid,
Metal Gear, Bionic Commando.
No, Capcom has Bionic Commando.
Or sorry, yeah, that's right. I always want to say they have them, but
and then among others, that I can't think of right now, but I know there are others.
There is
Well,
others.
Resident Evil or Silent Hill, I mean.
Silent Hill. But they need to, it's okay to concentrate on your Plinko. I mean, they make ass tons of money on it. Makes sense to concentrate on it.
Right.
But you could be making more money off these IPs. I mean, it's just plain and simple.
Or, you know what? If you don't want to
lease them out,
then give them to someone else. Either lease them out or, I mean, that's kind of what they did with Silent Hill, right? I think, I'm not sure if Silent Hill F is being created internally. But the remake is Bloober Team, and then Silent Hill No Town or Uptown or Downtown or whatever it was called. That's a different team that I haven't heard of before. Silent Hill F, I don't know if that's Konami making that or if they gave it to somebody else. I can't remember on that one. But yeah, like take Castlevania and give Castlevania to somebody else to make. Give Contra to somebody else to make, right? Besides the people that made Rogue Corps.
Silent Hill F is, and I've never heard of it, Neo Bards Entertainment Limited.
Yeah, and I think Silent Hill F is the next
full sequel, isn't it?
Full like redone game, like
revamp,
like not a remake, but I mean like the next game in the series type thing. So yeah, like Rogue Corps was Toy Logic and Konami did that one. Which that game sucked, but they did that one.
That was not a game.
No. So it's like take your IPs, your good IPs, and just give them to somebody else to do. To do stuff with. Like I would love to see, Castlevania is one of my favorite. I love Castlevania. And I would like to see something new for Castlevania. I would love to see something new for Castlevania. So
yep.
Do something with it. Give it to somebody.
We should do a little research and see when the last time some of our favorite games have been truly made. Not a remaster, but an actual version of the game. Because I can't remember the last Castlevania that actually came out.
Well,
as far as a true Castlevania.
Yeah, they did the collections, right? Yeah. Those are the last things that come out. The collections.
Yeah, but that was what, 5 years ago or more?
No, the last the Advance collection, which was the Game Boy Advance games, that came out in 2021. The last actual game of Castlevania, like full on. Well, there was a mobile game in 2019, but we won't count that. Was Lords of Shadows 2, which came out in 2014. That was the last game, like actual Castlevania game.
I don't know what the sales were.
Lords of Shadows was a great game. Lords of Shadows 2 was okay.
Well, you could tell that one was just thrown out there with a sequel.
I didn't like that as much as Lords of Shadows, the first one. I thought the first one was phenomenal. That game was so good.
Yeah, it really was.
But Lords of Shadows 2,
it just goes to show you that they just don't care. They don't. They're
seriously, give Castlevania to somebody else, please. For the love of God, give Castlevania to somebody else.
Yep. Let
them make Castlevania games. Mercury Stream did Lords of. I don't know if Mercury Stream is still around. They did Lords of the Fall or Lords of Shadows, 1, and I think they did 2 as well. Yeah, they did 2 as well. But I would say, give it to them maybe to make other stuff. I think they're actually owned by, they're owned by Nintendo. Yeah, because they just did Metroid Dread. Mercury Stream did. And that game was great. So they also did Space Lords, which that game's not so great. So, they have some hit or misses, but for the most part, Mercury Stream does a pretty good job. And Metroid Dread I really liked. I really enjoyed Metroid Dread. So, give it to Mercury Stream or give it to Nintendo. Screw it. Just give it to them. Let them do something with the franchise. They'll get they can get Retro, who does Metroid Primes, right? I know Retro's probably working on Metroid Prime 4 right now. But then after that, they could do a Castlevania game. And that would be freaking awesome.
Nobody's working on Metroid Prime 4. That thing was announced when I was 6.
Well, Retro's got to be doing something. So I don't know if they did the re-release of Metroid Prime Remaster. They may have. Which is really, the remaster Metroid Prime is really good. And I believe they're going to be doing a remaster of all of the Prime games. Not 100%. Yeah, Retro did that. So it was Retro and Nintendo did that. So, but I know Retro's got to be doing something else than just remastering a bunch of their old games. But who knows? I don't know. Prime 4, I'm ready for it. I love Prime. Metroid Prime, all 3 of them were great games. So,
you're not going to see another one.
I hope. Fingers crossed.
I'm going to piss on your hope with facts.
I mean, because they redid, they made Metroid Dread, which was a 2D Metroid, which is great. I love 2D Metroids. So we got that out of the way. Let's do a 3D one now. Let's do Prime 4.
It was good. It
was. Dread was really great. It was a difficult game, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
It was very rough.
But anywho, Silent Hill Ascension, going back to what we were saying, yeah, it's a bunch of BS is what it is. And I don't see it sticking around for that long. I think it's just them trying to make as much money as they can until it dies off, ultimately. And Jacob, the CEO, he's got to save face. He can't sit there and be like, oh, yeah. I mean, he's got to be like, oh, no.
No, he's not going to admit to it. I mean,
no. He's got to swing it. He's got to sway it in a positive light, right? But we all know.
Yeah, you guys want your way? Give me money. Give me some money.
We all know you can't pull the wool over our eyes, but we get it. and it is what it is, right? But that really sucks for the people out there that legitimately want to play it, right? Because even the people that out there that legitimately want to play it and may spend some money on IP packs, they're not going to spend it like the people that spend money doing that crap do, right? Those people spend 10, 20, 100,000 sometimes dollars on that junk and without batting an eye, and they'll do it again. Right. And so it feels like even the people that are going to go out there and spend some people might go out there and spend 100 or $200 on it, but then they feel like their opinion's not, regardless, even if they use their IP points to vote, they feel like there's no point to it because someone's going to outbid them or outpay it. So, it is what it is. Do you have anything else that you want to add to this, Shane?
No, I don't feel like paying to vote. Thank you.
Yeah, me neither. All right. Well, let us know down in the comments below. What do you guys think? Have you played Silent Hill Ascension? Are you looking forward to the new Silent Hill remake of 2 and the new ones that are coming out? And what do you think Konami should do with their IPs? You think they should just continue with their Planko and give the IPs to somebody else? Or at least they don't have to sell them off. They can at least just let other people have them. Just license them out and be like, here's the Castlevania or Metal Gear or whatever franchise. Go do what you want with it, right? Instead of just holding on to it. Because what are you holding on to it for? Like maybe it's like a hoarder. Like one day I'll do something with this. No, you won't. Just give it to somebody. Hopefully they do one day do something with their IPs, but it took a long time to get Silent Hill finally, and we're finally getting it, but I would like to see other stuff, right? But let us know down in the comments below. Other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not already, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. We'll see you next time.
See ya.